Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Mattel DC Universe Classics War of the Green Lanterns featuring Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan and a Blue Lantern Kyle Rayner. A huge thank you to Dark Hero 36, who was nice enough to send this my way. Very nice gentleman for doing that. This is a fantastic set featuring, I believe to be repaints of the Classics Wave Kyle Rayner, and it also appears to be a repaint of a Black Lantern Hal Jordan, which I think was from, what, the Anti-Monitor Wave? Both of them do feature their respected lanterns. Again, indicated down below. As always, this is recommended for an adult collector. On the back of the package, the two characters featured, Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan and the Blue Lantern Kyle Rayner. The biography on Hal Jordan says, Hal Jordan was chosen by the Green Lantern Ring because of his fearlessness and was tasked to fight evil as a member of the Green Lantern Corps. But when Krona used the Green Lantern Rings to control the minds of the Corps, Hal was forced to use Sinestro's abandoned Yellow Lantern Ring to give him the power of fear. He joined forces with Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner, and John Stewart to fight back against the evil Krona. I also love the fact that they provided us a biography of not just the generic read-up of Hal Jordan, but actually of the respected colored costume in which he's featured in this set. Statistics: first appearance showcase number 22, real name Hal Jordan. Occupation, test pilot. Base of operations, Coast City Sector 2814. Special abilities: yellow power ring projects fear to create yellow power constructs in direct opposition to Green Lantern power rings. As for the read-up on Kyle Rayner, Ganthet, a guardian of the universe, chose Kyle Rayner to become the fourth human to wield an Owen power ring. But when Krona used the Green Lantern Rings to control the minds of the Corps, Kyle used Saint Walker's abandoned Blue Lantern Ring to give him the power of hope. Unfortunately, the ring supercharged the power rings of the brainwashed Green Lanterns he was battling. He was forced to retreat and live to fight another day. Statistics: first appearance Green Lantern, third series, number 48, real name Kyle Rayner. Occupation, freelance artist. Base of operations, New York City. Special abilities: Blue Lantern Power Ring supercharges all nearby Green Lantern power rings. I am going to take a bit of a break. I'm just going to get this set opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan and the Blue Lantern Kyle Rayner. There's definitely more Lantern on the way. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. And first, having a look at the Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan. This is a pretty good looking figure. It does seem to have shared elements, I guess, of existing figures. The head does seem to be the head. I wish I had the figure with me, but it does appear to be the head of the, I'm pretty sure it's the yellow, it might be either the white or the black. I really should have had the figure on hand at the moment, but it does seem to have the same head as one of those figures, and I think it's the White Lantern. I'm pretty sure, Spot's pretty sure it's the White Lantern, because I think the Black Lantern had his mouth open, whereas this one has just more of a gritting teeth. It's still a fantastic looking figure, and really it only serves as another reminder that we really need an overhaul, and we need to get ourselves a new Hal Jordan figure sculpt. That one particular head from the original Green Lantern Hal Jordan that we got definitely needs an overhaul. This is a very nice looking figure. If only I could make one comment, it does seem like his eyes, with the way that the yellow is, kind of seems like it gets lost in there a bit, but I really like the coloring that they use for the hair, the tan of his skin complexion is really, really nice as well. And overall, I'm very, very happy with this particular figure. Again, he's sporting the Yellow Lantern, which is a little jarring to see Hal Jordan sporting. But one thing that I really like as well, one thing I really like as well is the fact that for starters, we get ourselves an actually sculpted ring. It's not just simply a blob of paint, it's actually sculpted on there, as you can see. It also looks like that is the Yellow Lantern symbol, although it's a little harder to make out due to the fact that it is so small. Again, I really like the choice of color that they used with the skin complexion, the skin tone of Hal Jordan. It definitely works really well. If it was a lighter color, the yellow almost would completely incinerate the color of that skin tone. And I really like the fact that they went with that darker color instead. Aside from that, it does use some aspects to a standard DCU body. The gauntlets are a different piece to what would have been used with Hal Jordan, and also with the waist piece as well. The yellow stays relatively strong throughout the course of the figure. There are some areas that it's a little lighter, not as predominant, I suppose. In the shoulders, you can see there's a little bit of bleed going on there, but overall, really nice figure. And something, again, going back to with the original Hal Jordan, one thing those older DC Universe figures did suffer from was a very pale paint job. As you can see with the Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan, he's got a very vibrant, very dark, bold black going on there. As opposed to what we would have gotten with the original Hal Jordan, very, very pale. This is a nice welcome treat. Overall, I just really, really like this figure. Again, it's utilizing a lot of components from before, and it is really boiling it down to just a simple repaint of, I'm pretty sure that is the White Lantern Hal Jordan. But it's still done really, really well. He does come with his Yellow Lantern, as you can see right here, which is, again, just a repaint of the Green Lantern. Literally the Green Lantern. You can't put it in his hand, although the only problem is his hand is so closed in, you kind of have to pry the fingers open a bit to wedge the handle in. And then as you have it in there, all is well. Definitely all is well. In the way, I'm just going to take the lantern out for all that. In the way of his articulation, they would actually share the exact same. So Hal Jordan does have a ball-jointed head. He has, as you can see, pin and socket shoulders, rotate all the way around. It also has a rotation in the bicep, a bend in the elbow, rotation in the hand. He has the upper torso bend, rotation in the waist, legs go forward and back, out, rotation in the thigh, bend at the knee, surprisingly really stiff in the knee there, and a hinged foot. Yeah, overall, they definitely picked the right lantern face. Had they just given him a simple Hal Jordan face from the original release of the figure, it wouldn't have been as, I don't think it would have had as much impact. Definitely a good choice that they went with this face, and it definitely as a whole works well with this figure. The Yellow Lantern Hal Jordan, I'm going to give him a 7. I just overall think he's done really, really well. Putting him aside, if he's going to likely stand for me. There we go. Having a look at the Blue Lantern Kyle Rayner, I really like this figure. And I'm trying to debate with myself as to which figure I like more. I really dig Hal Jordan, but I really like the use of the blue and everything else with Kyle Rayner. Again, it looks like he is utilizing the same sculpt. It might very well be head to toe, but it does definitely use, from what I can tell, the same head sculpt as the Kyle Rayner that was from the DC Universe Green Lantern wave. Same hair, same mask, and everything else. The blue, I think, works really, really well. And he's got all these blue flecks, as you can see, in his hair. But I think that only adds to... Normally, I think I'd probably be a little more nitpicking the fact that he's got as much blue in his hair. But the fact that he is already utilizing the blue in his body and in the mask, that blue actually accents it really, really well. He does also have the Blue Lantern logo. I'm trying to make out on this ring whether that is actually a Blue Lantern logo. It doesn't look like it is. It looks like it's using the same ring that was on Kyle Rayner in the initial release of this figure. Aside really from the blue and the black, I mean, that really utilizes the entire paint on the figure as a whole, but I always liked this blue. I always thought this was a good choice of blue. I'm pretty sure the Flash also utilized this same blue as well. And you really don't have a lot of Blue Lanterns, so to have Kyle Rayner as an addition to that, as short-lived as these characters were in the comics, I mean, I definitely think these are nice repaints of these existing figures. The articulation would be the same on both, and I guess really at the end of the day, as much as I love that yellow-black, I'm really digging the blue. I definitely think the blue and the black work well with this existing mold of Kyle Rayner. For that reason, I'm going to give Kyle Rayner an 8. You can find these likely at Toys R Us. Again, I want to thank Dark Hero 36 who sent this my way. These are definitely interesting enough figures. Sometimes not really worthy to have repaints of figures if it just seems like a simple cash grab. Now, for these figures, they are repaints, but at least there are repaints for characters that, you know, at some point did exist. So for that reason, I would say that if you are a Green Lantern fan, I would definitely consider picking these up. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Mattel DC Universe. We're looking at look at the Yellow Lantern Sinestro Corps, Hal Jordan. We also have a look at the Blue Lantern, Kyle Rayner. Surprisingly good figures, again, for them being repaints. Certainly stick around, guys. More Toy Spots are definitely heading your way, and I'll definitely see you guys next time.